Right, welcome back. This is part 4 of our 4-3-2. Welcome to the 2-3-1 formation video series for kids football. This is the fourth and final video, phase 3, where we talk about what we do when we lose possession. The other videos, in the first one was an introduction, just an overview of the 2-3-1 formation. The second video was phase 1, where I talk about scenarios of when we're playing out from the back. And the third video was phase 2, where we talk about how we break into the other team's half and how we create lots of chances to score goals. These are deeper dive videos. They don't go on for too long still, but some kids have got better things to do and very busy, so they may prefer to watch the shorter edits that I did with less editing, okay, and they're about 5 minutes long or so. But yeah, if they're more interested, and parents may want to also watch these and pass on information to the kids that just help ingrain the information, then that's really good as well. Okay, so let's crack on. I need a pinch hitter, 'cause my last man just fanned out. So get your bat ready, baby. 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 Hey guys, welcome back to our 2-3-1 series. We're talking about 7v7 setup, using the 2-3-1 formation, getting to learn more about our roles and responsibilities and in different phases and stages of the game. I hope you've managed to digest some of the videos so far. I appreciate, lads, at this age, you're probably bored of me droning on and find the videos too long, so I do encourage you to listen to them in sections, and so you can start to appreciate different parts of the game, make life easier for yourself. Basically, that's what all this is about. Okay, and I hope any coaches or parents are getting use out of them as well. And yeah, starting to think of ideas about different types of sessions or exercises you can run with the lads to help with their positional play as they advance up the age groups and need to think a little bit more intelligently about where they are on the pitch. So we did phase 1 in the first video, where we were building up from the back, all right, and then we transitioned into phase 2, where we're breaking the lines. We're now entering into the final third of the pitch and talking about how we go about attacking and getting numbers into the box. And now in this final phase, we're talking about phase 3, where we've given the ball away. It's going to happen, whether we're dribbling or passing, especially at this level where everything's happening all at once. It's not always easy, I appreciate, to look up and find a pass, and your instinct is a lot of time to dribble with it. That's cool, but we do try and need to start to think about both sides, and by being more conscious about where we're standing on the pitch and our movement, we're going to find easier ways to pass the ball to each other. Hopefully, that's the idea, if you follow these amazing tips anyway. All right, so now we've lost the ball. Now we've got to think about how we're going to get it back. Okay, this is a transition. All right, you might hear that phrase more and more. It's become really important now, more so than ever in the modern game, where transition just means going from defence to attack or attack to defence. Okay, so in this instance, we're going from attack to defence. We've lost the ball. How do we respond? What sort of things should we be thinking of? Okay, because the responsibilities within the blink of an eye all of a sudden change. Okay, you can just be lazy and just let the other team run up the pitch with the ball and concede goals. Doesn't sound like much fun to me. Or we can react super quick to get into a really good position in order to try and win the ball back, and try and win that ball back hopefully as high up the pitch as possible. If you win the ball high up the pitch, you're basically closer to goal and you cause more chaos. As a result, you've got less distance to travel when you win the ball, and less time for the other team to react after only just winning the ball back themselves. Okay, they're in not in great positions as a result of them losing the ball. All right, but we're going to show you how you should be thinking now when you lose the ball. Obviously, I want us to be brave, drive forwards, get bodies forwards, look to play exciting football. And we ended the last video where we had 4 men committed forwards. Okay, we managed to always maintain that we have our defender at the back here, our rock, stay in goal side, not allowing this player to go beyond us. Our goalkeeper, ever ready, not just sat on his goal post, twiddling his thumbs, picking his nose. He is rearing to go. He could even be higher up if you like, if he's good on the ball, and act as a bit of a sweeper defender, where he sweeps up the ball if a long ball is played. Okay, we've got our Dora the Explorer, we called it in our team. Okay, he's our other defender, who's our second centre-back. He's gone
he's gone a bit mad. He's gone forward, but that's okay as long as he knows that he needs to get back as soon as the ball's being handed over to the opposition. Okay, so that should be his first thought. I need to get back and help my pal. I need to help my centre back. Okay, he needs to be going, come on, support me, and he needs to follow in. Okay, and create an overload. Remember, we talked about that in the second video. Create a 2v1 to outnumber this player at least. Okay, we don't want us to be in this dangerous 1v1 situation. So yeah, this defender's picked up the ball. He's read it really well. He's picked it up, and we all need to respond as soon as we can. So we're playing the ball, playing the video on now. Okay, he's knocked it forward. He's playing that long ball to his centre forwards, and they're all on their toes. They're all flying forwards like the yellow arrows. And because we're highly energetic, we're focused, we're a determined bunch, we're also getting back as quick as our legs can carry us. Okay, our number 5 here, our defender. See the staggered line. He's looking to cover and get in with his centre back to support him, because again we've seen this 1v1 situation unfold, which is a dangerous position to be in. All right, we want to try and avoid them at all costs. Now we want to overload the opposition. Okay, we want to create 2v1s, but in a defensive way. All right, so we're all getting back. Ball's played forward. All right, a lot of energy required here. We're sprinting back into position. You know, we got runners off the ball. Okay, he's on the wrong side for us. In terms of him, he's really happy. He's on the right side. He's got on the goal side, and we need our left back to keep getting back, if you like. We've got this 1v1 situation. Our defender, our rock, he's decided to go up tight against him to try and win the ball, which is great, aggressive defending, as long as you've got cover. If you try and dive in and you're on your own and you miss the ball, or the other player's good and he turns you, then you're in trouble, aren't you? So you've really got to make that call whether to ever engage, whether to try and aggressively win the ball back. When I say aggressive, I don't mean like punch the player or anything daft like that. I just mean get close to him, you know, try and jab at the ball with your feet, lean in, all that sort of good stuff. Be nice and strong, okay, without fouling. All right, and you can do that if you know you've got an intelligent fellow centre-back, a fellow defender who's coming back to cover. Like we said, our number 6 needs to be a really talented player in lots of different ways, both offensively going forwards, also defensively. Got to have lots of good endurance and stamina to get back. Okay, so he's done really well to get back here. We just need this left back to keep motoring back, really, to try and get on this side. I know it's hard, but you know, that's the job at hand. Okay, yeah, up here, sorry, at the other side of the pitch here on number 2. Yeah, he's got goal side, so that's really good. All right, our forward. Whilst I said we don't want everyone switching off and you all become defenders, we still want to keep a threat. All right, so our forward, out of everyone, becomes less defensive focused than everyone else. He still gets back. He still looks to get in a position where if we did win the ball back, he's in a good position. He doesn't lazily walk back, okay, and be in this high position. You know, it's not the worst thing at this level because you don't do offsides, but still you want to sort of learn to appreciate supporting your teammates. So you want to sort of get back to a point, but still maintaining a high position, so that if we do win the ball, you're in a good position to outnumber this player, or at least go 1v1 against him, and in a good position to score on the counter attack. Okay, counter attack is when you've won the ball back in your own half and you play it forwards quickly, and you all get forwards quickly. So I've moved the video on. They're still working their way up the pitch. Their forward has done the hold-up play that we talked about in the second video, and the first video, I think, as well, when he plays it back to his midfielder. The yellows are still moving up the pitch, so we've really got to keep getting back. Our goalkeeper's starting to think about getting nearer to his own goal. So we're all running back, and let me just rewind it a little bit there. Okay, move it on a little bit. Alright, now look at here what we've got. All the red players. Look at the setup. Look at the shape. We've got 2. We've got 3. 1. And just like that, we formed our formation. But what else can you observe about this formation? If you noticed in the first video, we had players out wide, didn't we? All right, and we stretched our defenders out over here and out over here as well to create diamonds and triangles. Okay, but now we've lost possession, so the responsibilities have changed. We want to get compact, don't we? I think we've said this quite a lot of times at training. We spread out when we got the ball, we get compact, we squish together when we lose the ball, and we get into this nice tight situation of a 2-3-1. This forward could even come back even more to create even more compactness within the team. Why do we do that? I think it's self-explanatory, really. We just want to tighten up these spaces, the gaps, so they can't play in between the gaps and pass through us as easily. They'll find it harder to dribble past us, because if he tries to dribble through this gap, you've got the two that could close in on him and that sort of thing. And you're basically forcing them out wide. Why would you force them out wide? Whilst he can potentially put a good cross into goal because they'll be under less pressure out there, it's still a lot harder to score, because you're going to find you want to protect this goal at all costs. So to do that, you need to be mostly narrow and central. All right, get nice and deep, meaning closer to your goal. You don't need to go all the way back to your penalty box, because you're going to attract them to get really high and get into our box a bit easily. So you've got to try and be disciplined, not go too far back to your goal, but certainly don't stay too high. Get nice compact, keep the spaces close together, and there you go. You've up to that point again. Yeah, so I've removed the players now. I've kept our shape that we were in terms of our compact shape, and remove the players just so you can focus a little bit better, take those out of the equation, and you can actually see this 2-3-1 formation. So yeah, that has to be your biggest focus when you've lost the ball. How quickly can you get into your compact shape? All right, and the quicker you do that, then you can have your breather a little bit more, because I appreciate it's a lot of energy to expend to get forwards and back. But 7-a-side does place those demands, and we're having more players on the pitch. This is why you're able to hopefully pace yourself a little bit more, and it's easier to pace yourself if you know what your role is, rather than just thinking, oh, I'll just leg after the ball no matter what, wherever it goes on the pitch. Okay, we now need to think about what position we play, and really focus your energies on certain areas of the pitch more so than others. Another thing to touch on is when they've got the ball, we've got to decide, do we press the ball or do we delay the player? Remember, I talked about the first rule of defending isn't tackling, it's high up on the list, but the first thing to do is slow the player down. Okay, so engage the player, but don't dive in, stand up, keep yourself in a position where the ball's in front of you, not to the side of you, which means he's going to go by the side of you and go past you. Keep the ball in front of you, so you've got to back off. You can't keep backing off towards your own goal. You've got to make a decision at which point to engage. But because you've slowed him down by standing in front of him, you've given him choices to make and made his life difficult. And what it also allows you to do is the other players that you are on your team to get back and funnel in and support you and make again. Hopefully you can outnumber that player then. But if you dive in and he goes past you, you haven't delayed the player enough to get that level of support. So yeah, do you press or delay? That's the decision that you need to make. All right. First of all, do your utmost to slow him down. Beware one-on-one situations, as we talked about. You want that covering defender to shuffle across. Again, if the ball's on this their right-hand side, our left, we want all our players to shuffle across. Again, I don't need our wide player over here to go all the way across this area. Just to emphasise, I don't need him going over this line, this imaginary line down the middle of the pitch. He needs to stay on this side. Same with the number 3 on this side. Okay. If the ball's on this side, however, then again, we all shuffle across in kind. Yeah. Yeah. Defensive transitions. Again, you've got to switch from a sort of excitable attacking mindset to finding space to all of a sudden try and find ways to reduce that space and get close to your teammates. Okay, really work together to get the ball back and reacting quickly, folks. Yeah, just got to react as quick as you can. So focus has to be at the top of your list when it comes to whether you've got the ball or whether you've not. But particularly when you've lost possession. All right, so that concludes our series of the 2-3-1 formation. Hope it makes sense. A lot of words have threw out there: pressing, overloads, Lots of things we've covered there, haven't we? But yeah, go back through the videos, break them up into sections, listen to a couple of minutes at a time if you can't listen to one video, and just try and take on board what's being said. And honestly, if you do this, if you get these basics right, you're going to be flying forward. You're going to be have more time on the ball to show off your skills to all the audience, all the supporters that are watching, impress everyone no end, and give you more time to get your shots off and score some blinding goals. So yeah, there you go. Let's go get him.